Hello everybody, how you guys doing today? I'm hooked up again, so it's great. I don't know what I'm getting. I forgot what they told me. So this video or this little thing will be how everything happened because some people were asking and some people weren't sure what happened and how I ended up here. So I decided I was going to make a video to talk about how it happened, how it started and up until now. So this all started on the 2nd of March, a while ago. That's a good while ago. We were out for dinner at Jukebox, and I came home and I had to go to the bathroom because I was constipated. I know it's a great story, but so I was in the bathroom and obviously doing what you do. And previous to that, like a few days before that, when I was still in school, because March break just started, it started with numbness here. So in class, we had a seminar on a Friday. I was feeling numbness in my lip here, like when almost like when it falls asleep, which I thought was very strange because I was like, this is not normal. So the numbness kind of went around my mouth and stuff, and then it would go away, and then it came into my hand. So it went to my like index finger, it would go to the middle finger, the ring finger, it would go around the fingers, kind of numb my hand, and then go away, and then kind of cycle through. So there were some weird feelings, and obviously I wasn't sure what was going on with that. I went and asked some questions somewhere to see what they would say. Nobody really knew. And then it went to my arm. So my whole arm would go numb. Like my left arm, I'd feel it in my hand, all the way up to the shoulder. Like it was falling asleep, like buzzing and the weird numbness. So it was not getting worse, but it was still there and coming back and going away. So it was very strange. Didn't think much of it because I was having migraines for about 3 weeks at that time too. The head was hurting and my neck especially. I had neck pain, so we thought it might have been a pinched nerve in the neck. Somebody mentioned that maybe a pinched nerve, so we were thinking about it. The numbness was happening, so that's how it started. We didn't know what it was. We just kind of left it. I got some medication for the migraines at one point, which helped a little bit. So we didn't bother too much. And then that night, so we go for dinner and all that. We go to Jukebox. I come home. I'm in the bathroom, and all of a sudden, my left hand goes completely like numb, like gone. No tingling, nothing. I lost complete feeling in my arm. I was holding my phone in my left hand at that time, as teenagers do, giving me something to do, and it fell on the floor. Like my arm just gave up. It just completely flopped over, and I had no feeling whatsoever, which I thought was very strange because it wasn't the numbness I was used to. It was just gone. So I got up and I tried to walk to the door just to get help because I didn't know what was happening. And that's when I fell into the door because my left leg also had no feeling. I realized I couldn't stand and I fell into the door and I realized I had no movement left side, period. So I hit the door and then knocked on the door. I managed to reach up with my right hand and unlock it so they can come and help me. I'm lying on the floor and I could not lift my head. My head was super heavy. I couldn't really sit up. I was kind of pressed on the door. And when I opened the door and I was calling for help, just someone to come help me, I had slurred speech. So this side as well, like I couldn't speak properly. I noticed everything was really weird, and I recognized it as a stroke because I knew what like the signs of a stroke were, but it didn't feel. It felt weird to think I was having a stroke. So that's how that originally started. That's where we kind of noticed something was wrong. So after that, we called the ambulance. They came in. They had to drag me out of the hallway because I'm huge. So they brought me into the ambulance. From there, I was also throwing up, which wasn't pleasant. And from there, we went straight to the hospital. I think it was the neuro we went to. We went straight to the neuro. And from there, they did some checks on me, and that's where we got the news that I had testicular cancer that had gone up to my brain, caused bleeding, and that bleeding caused the stroke, which caused the left side to go. So that was shocking news, but that's how we found out. It all started with that original incident that led to them finding it. So a lot of people were asking, they don't know what happened, how it started, so that's pretty much how the whole thing started. Now the cancer, I don't know, we don't know beforehand how long I had it, where it came from, like, that's where we found out. Those were just the original events that caused everything to happen. So from there, we get to the hospital, we get the news, we get all the whatever. And I don't remember much at that time. I don't know if they put me on drugs or something or I was just out, but Obviously, there's a lot of gaps of what happened, but that was the Wednesday. 2 days later, on the Friday, I had the brain surgery that you've heard about, and that was because they needed to go and take care of things in my head. So 2 days later, we went and got that done. There's the videos you're gonna see soon of my previous progress around Mount Lupi. That's right after the brain surgery, and how many days? 4 days after that, on the Tuesday. So the Tuesday right after that, I started my first little bit of chemo. So we did 4 days in a row because we started on a Tuesday instead of a Monday. And then a week later, you have a 15-minute one. Yeah, you know all that stuff. So that's really how that was the beginning of the process. You know, the original incident, them bringing me to the hospital, them finding out what was wrong, getting the brain surgery, starting the chemo because they decided how they were going to go about this. So for everybody wondering, that is really the beginning and how it happened, and up until now, there's still more stuff that happened. So we did that first bit of chemo, which was here at the Glen. I was staying at the neuro because they needed to monitor my head because of all that. And they would bring me to the Glen by ambulance, get my chemo, bring me back. It was like that for a week and a bit. So I was there for a little bit. Then, obviously, they keep checking you, blood tests, this and that. They noticed my hemoglobin, which is a great word, was low, which means that they thought there might be a bleed somewhere in my stomach, wherever. So they brought me to the general, the ICU. So I went to a new place, got a new room there. They had to do scopes on me, which are nasty. They put a camera down your mouth into your stomach to look and see if they could find any bleeds where that could be the source of the drop. They did not find anything. They found, obviously, there was blood. Melina, which is digested blood. Oh, sorry, I just ate everything's like. But they were finding some stuff, so they knew that there was a bleed. But since I was constipated for a while, and in hospital, all the stuff they give you doesn't help. That they weren't sure if it was still a bleed or if it might have, been a bleed a while ago and it might have gone, or it might just be pooling there. So they weren't sure, doing a bunch of checks on me. So I was at the ICU for a while. I don't know how long. Do you remember how long?
6 days.
6 days. So about a week. I was over there and they were doing checks on me and all that. And the doctor there at some point decided after all the checks that there wasn't anything really for them to do. There might be like a little ulcer or something, they said, lower in my stomach, but they said it is not worth them going in to try and fix it or to mess with it. So that's when I was okay to be brought to the Glen here in this room now. So they decided there's not much for them to do. I was able to be out of ICU, and then I got transferred here. So now what I do here, they still do blood tests, they still give me all this stuff, but now it's mainly for the chemo. So this Monday, I'm starting my 5 in a row, which might be brutal, who knows. But so up until now, that has been the progress, going to the neuro, getting all that done, spending time in the ICU, getting that checked out, and now I'm being brought to the Glen. So now here I'm actually getting quite good physio. Their only concern about bringing me to the Glen was that my physio wouldn't be as intense as at the neuro, because the neuro, we have to get the left side back, and the neuro would be a lot more intense, but they're doing really good here. So the progress has been really great, and now this is where I am for now. This is where I stay and get my chemo and get all the treatments. So from the beginning up until now, that has pretty much been the process. There's a lot of gaps probably that I don't remember because I wasn't awake for, but that has been the journey so far. And there's still more to go through, but that has been it up until right now, up until all the videos that I've been making, all those little updates. So that was all the beforehand that people might not know about and that I haven't spoken about on camera before. So just giving people a little update if they wanted to know what happened, how it happened, what I've been through, and up until now. So that was just a little update. I just want to let you guys know, and I'll talk to you guys soon.